Okay, this is just a temporary video on how to install your canvas covers. I'll be making another video a lot more professional than this one. I just finished working on these all day and I needed to get this done so that you guys know how to put these on. There's only 2 of you guys that have ordered them with the cover so far, so this is just for you guys, and then I'll make another video later. But I want to show you guys how. So the way this works is after all your sides are on and everything's in place, we have these little I-ring bolts, okay? And over here we have these fiberglass rods, and on these rods what you're going to see is that 2 of them, let's see here, there they are. 2 of them have holes closer to the end, and 3 of them, they're further in. Okay, the 2 with the holes close to the end are your front and your rear ones. Okay, so starting with one of the front or rear, grab your rod, okay, and you want to kind of keep the holes facing forward and back, and back up a little bit. You want to get a nice bend on this, holding it in the middle. Now the thing is with these holes, okay, if we try to put any tension on that, because it's a weak spot right there, you could risk breaking off that end, okay? So what we need to do is stick it down in the hole first, and the holes go down to the second ring, okay? And we're going to pin those in a second, but I want to show you how to install this rod first. But once they're in there, you take and just bend it over. And what you want to do is just give it a nice, almost a hard bend, so you're not putting any pressure on that. You know, I'm actually over bending it so I can just line it right up, slide it right in, and once it's in, then I can let go. And that's why we use the bottom holes, because the tension is on the top. There's no tension on the bottom. It's a pushing out instead of breaking in. And so that's the rear one. Now you come and get one of the other rods. Same thing there. There they all go. You slide one into place, bend the other one around, and slide it in. Okay? I'll go ahead and keep doing that until you get all of them in, and then we'll talk about the pins. So I'm going to go ahead and get these all in. Okay, we've got all the rods in place. They're not exactly lined up right now for the pins, but I've done 2 different types of pins. I'm going to show you both, okay? One of you is getting more like a safety pin type thing, okay? I actually found these, I like these better, but on the one that's getting the kid carrier, I thought there could be kids around, and what may happen is that these as they're in there have kind of these possible sharp ends, and I didn't want anybody getting scratched or hurt, so I replaced it with a different type of pin on that particular one. But what you do is you just take your pin, and there's 2 holes again, so you just want to line it up with the bottom hole, clip your pin. Relatively easy. Slide your pin through, clip it. Now what that's doing is, you can see that locks that rod in place. Okay, it's never going to bounce out, bouncing down a rough trail, and it's never going to collapse down even with weight on top of it. So I'm going to go ahead and get these all pinned up, and then we'll put the cover on. Okay, so we've got all our rods locked in place with all the pins, and we've gone ahead and laid our cover across the top. Now we're going to go over how to tie it down. Okay, first of all, the top is directional because of the spacing of the tie downs on the sides. There is a front and a back. Now what I've done to label that is in the back right corner, I put a little B on the inside of the cover in permanent marker. Should stay put fairly well, but you'll kind of know if you try to put it on the wrong way, because the side tie downs just won't quite line up right. So we're going to go over this knot. I'll do it several times so you can really see. Feel free to stop the video and really watch, because this is how it's been designed to be tied, okay? It's already got this loop in it, okay? And the string coming out. And a big old helicopter flying overhead. Okay, so you're gonna go down through your hoop, okay? And then what you do is come back up through the loop. Doesn't really matter which way, just go through it. Okay, and what this is going to do is going to kind of pull like a ratcheting motion. Okay, so you can snug this up. Now, you don't want to over tighten it, especially since this is like the first knot we're doing. You kind of get the feel for how much is going to be left over. You know, there's usually about 3 inches or a good finger left over of rope. Now, this is the part where that's important to watch, and we'll try to have you come in close and get this. Now, it's really easy. We're just doing a little slip knot, okay? But it's around this. So if I were to take this, I'm just going to go around and poke a little knot through and then pull that tight just so it forms a little loop right there. And that's it. That will never come out. But when you ever want to take it off, you just pull and the whole thing comes apart. So it comes out very, very quick and easy, but is extremely secure. So again, it's through your loop, up through the hole, tension it up just a little bit. You can use like a 2-finger technique. Go in, grab it, and just pull through, pull tight. You can use like a 1-finger, you know, I can just hold it and go through. Hopefully, I don't know about the camera angles, but why don't you come over on this other side so they can see it from this side too. Okay, so again, coming at you at a little different angle. Your loop, your string, you go down through, back up through, tension it up to 3 inches or so, okay? And then I can go like this. I'm not really doing anything. I'm just gonna make and grab. You go around, grab the string. Oops, a little tight on my finger. And pull it through, and then you basically pull that one to pull that tight. And once that's pulled tight, that is solid. So let's do this one. And there's a lot of extra string here. Don't worry, I'm gonna trim that before your people get here to pick it up. And this string is actually a little messed up. Down, up through. Okay, I'm gonna pull it down a little bit. I'm gonna go through and pull it tight. Okay, that basically tightens up the back end. Let's go do the sides. Okay, sides exactly the same knot. You're gonna go down, through, tighten it up, pull tight. Down, back through, cinch it up, 2 fingers, grab it, pull tight. Front, same as the back. Down. At this point, you kind of want to start getting it, you know, good in position, everything squared. Don't worry, we're trim the ends. We're going to pull that tight. Pull down. Do this one. Down, through, and this one's really getting. We're starting to really snug it up now. As you can see, that's starting to get nice and tight. I use this 2-finger technique because, as I'm getting tight, you start wanting to put a lot of tension on it, and all I got to do is pull that through. Whoops, that wasn't supposed to happen. Remove both sides and all. Okay, so that's good there. We'll get these last couple over here. Your folding front end. So we're going down, back through. See, that one's already pulling pretty tight, and I'm not quite as much. That's good. And remember, it's not supposed to be really tight, top. We're just tying these to hold it down. It's not under a bunch of tension and stuff here, so don't crank on these. And that's it. That's tight. We want to just check everything. I'm gonna take over the camera here. You check everything. I mean, it's actually really pretty sturdy. I don't know if you can see that so much, but you'll see it soon enough on your own. But we got the back tied down, the two sides. Sorry, shaky camera there. And there it is. I hope you guys like your handcarts. Okay, so on the child seat one, what we've done is I use a slightly different pin. We use this. Okay, and although it does have the little barb, especially in the kid area, I've made those backwards. So the barb, oops, sorry about that. The barb goes into the wood, and so that's relatively smooth, because the problem we have is that this front rod goes right into your kid area. So I was just worried about them getting scratched on those pins, but I think it'll be okay. Maybe you can put a piece of cloth or something over it if you're really that worried about it. But these pins, oh, sorry about that. Trying to juggle everything here. These just go into the hole. It's not really focused here. They just clip in. Okay, so that's how that one will go. Okay, and here's the one with the child carrier. As you can see, because it doesn't have the front end, we actually have to tie down. We tie down to these bolts that help lock in the carrier. And then because these covers were developed, you know, for you guys, because you ordered them, I kind of overlooked a couple of things. Future models will have, specific tie-down locations welded to the frame, so that, we're not going to that bolt. But I didn't want to have to grind off paint and re-weld anything after the fact. They were already done today. We just kind of finished this stuff up today so you guys could pick them up. So I apologize. It's not exactly where I wanted it to tie down up front, but it works really, really well right there. So, alright, well, thank you guys. Appreciate your business. Okay, so now we're going to do a breakdown. I've already taken off the top. That's kind of self-explanatory. I'm going to come over to this one. It's still on. So, again, with these knots, you just grab your string, pull, and the whole thing just falls apart on you. No big deal. So undo all your knots and just take your cover off and fold it up nicely. Then taking the rods back out, I just want to show you, there's again a technique. I don't want you to break them. Okay, so I grab it by both sides, okay, and again I'm kind of twisting in so that I'm relieving the tension on those bottom pin cuts. So as I push, I'm kind of trying to bow those out my wrists, and you just pull up and I'm laying flat. There you go.